Asta's finishing move is here, and we get to see it, and to be fair, I was kind of expecting a lot more explosives and fireworks, but no, it still works nonetheless. Finally getting to see that move known as Bull's Thrust, and well, he's finally utilizing both the swords by, like, what is the best way to describe it, ladies and gentlemen? Oh yeah, holding the two together and just going, Aah! Just like screaming and going out to the top like a rocket. I kind of like the fact that it was like, I asked her, how are you going to do this move? It's just like, I'm glad you asked, man. I brought both my swords and I'm going to fly there at high speed. Like, that's the way how I'm going to work it. And he's just going to be screaming like the entirety of the way. And seeing how much ridiculous Fana is throughout the entirety, she's even using the same magic as what we got to see alongside a couple of arcs ago when we saw Mars, as she's doing the same fire like magic like with the Phoenix down. And like, even though like this is what Mars is using, you know, all the gem magic alongside it, and he's like even saying like, I'm glad Asta put the pieces together instead of going, hey, you look familiar, and it's just like, hey, you had a brother, wouldn't you? Like you always look angry, and he always has like this weird diamond in front of his head, and he's just like, I don't have, like, you know, he's on the other side of the forest, you need to check that. And it's like, I don't have a family, and if it would be from my village, it will arrive everyone's sorrow, I'm going to kill everyone last one of you. And so that's going to be interesting, where it's like actually telling you about the whole situation that, hey, guess what, Mars is here. And that's going to be interesting seeing like when they're even going to meet at some point, because like this is what she's dealing with. She's dealing with Asta, Finral, and Vanessa, and it's just like, you really think your finishing move's going to work on this bitch if like we're not helping you? And she like pulls all of her like wires together, throws them at full pelt, adding into like using their like wires, connecting it to like the witch's brooms, and then they like kind of do like a bungee thing to him where it's like, we go full pelt and then we're gonna stop and we're gonna like release Asta. I'm not gonna let you kill anyone, and pierces straight through the like that giant salamander by doing the Bull's Thrust. And I kind of like that it was like a giant like bull coming out as you get to see like him like piercing through this entire salamander, and she's like, oh shit, like that. Oh, did I just actually lose because of this thing? I actually lost. God damn it. It's just like, wow, they actually had that much fun. And you even saw like what we saw with the Witch's Queen there, like looking, saying like, oh, he wasn't all talk for the most part. And then it's like, on the other hand, we've got the other side of it when we get to see like him talking, saying like, Mars, do you not recognize me, man? Like, you need to like open your eyes. And he's just there staring at him. It's like, who is that? And now the question was like, well, we don't know who the hell he is then. And it's just like, I'm glad in the whole way it was like, it explained to us, it's like, by the way, this like information, all that, he actually used to teach these guys. He came from like Mars's kingdom. I really appreciate that. He's a magic swordsman, and he's just like, he also knows the other guys well. That's part of the new kind of like generals of like of the Diamond Kingdom. And from what we see with him like that, he knows like some sort of fire magic. He's just like, oh, it's good to see you, my old teacher. And it's very weird that he's a magic swordsman for the most part, because like, I'm guessing like during the little arc that we're probably going to see if it's ever going to get animated, that little light novel it has, I'm very curious like adding into the fact that what exactly is his magic swordsman style like, because he only has the one blade and it seems like he's standing on top of just wind. So is he like a wind swordsman from what it looks like? I'm kind of curious to see what you have to do. It's just like, I'm going to have to fix my past with my own magic as he's like pulling out the sword, and I kind of like it. It seems like kind of like a very short sword, obviously compared to like what we've seen with Asta. Like, it's kind of like a big heavy, if anything, it's like a very smaller version of like the first version of Zangetsu from like Bleach. It's the first thing I can imagine. But no, I'm very curious to see what do people think of like Asta's move. Like, I was kind of thinking something a little bit more like having a blast to it. I thought he was gonna like absorb like kind of the magic and then kind of release it. Like, I was expecting something like that. But hey, he's going to have to use like a technique like that, and it actually is powerful, but he's going to need people to use it, unless Asta actually gets a broom at some point and actually uses it. At least, you know, there's something out there, Asta's arsenal. Like, he's got that, and then as well, he's got the Reflection Blast, which, you know, we still haven't got an official name on it, but that's why I'm just going to keep calling it. So hey, look at the bright side already, ladies and gentlemen. He already has more moves than Ichigo. He has 2 of them at the moment. I'm kind of curious to see what you guys think in the comment section down below. What do you definitely think about this Black Clover chapter? I especially really enjoyed this one. I was honestly expecting like, oh, I bet the move's going to be super late, because I honestly thought that was going to be, oh, that was kind of it. And I was like, oh no, it was alright. It was kind of like goofy and funny. It had its own little twist to it. And then as well, they were addressing the funny stuff with Mars, what we're seeing. And also as well, we've got the other guys right at the end of the chapter. He's now going to be fighting as well, seeing that he's a magic swordsman. I'm kind of glad that they're doing it in a way where it's like, you don't need to know the light novel, but I think Yuki Tabata was like, oh god, I actually really like these characters I made in the light novel, so I'm just going to add them into the latest arc, so I'm not too sure with that, but we'll honestly have to wait and see, but I'm looking forward to it, and I hope at least if the editor does get an anime, at least I hope they do adapt that light novel and this part into it. But that is all from me, ladies and gentlemen, so thank you much for watching as always, and remember, if you liked this very much, you remember to hit that like, you hit that subscribe, all that beautiful shit down below, and I'll see you guys, though, next time.